welcome to Fighting Over the Remote.
Every week, one of us picks a movie or show, and the other person is required to watch it.
My name is Robert, and I have the remote this week.
And I'm Elissa, and I was forced to watch Interstellar.
As you can tell, she's thrilled by my choice this week.
Thrilled.
I wanted to do Interstellar because it's a movie that was very seminal in my own movie taste, like in college especially. I used to fucking love this movie. And I still really like this movie, but
You and a lot of film bros.
Yeah, that's true. I think I wanted to choose it because it's our first foray into sci-fi.
That's true, yeah.
And it's a little crazy, it's a little zany. But it's not. I'm nervous to make you watch one of my true Mount Rushmore movies. And I think this is one that I really like. It gets you introduced to space. And honestly, I think any direction we go from here with space, it'll be a little bit, I don't know how to say it, less daunting, a little less crazy. This is one of the more nuts space movies, I think. There's just a lot going on. There's a lot of weird stuff.
The understatement of the century.
Yeah, but yeah, did you have any prior knowledge of the movie? Did you know what it was about at all?
No, I knew it was about space. I knew that Anne Hathaway and Matthew McConaughey were in it, and I knew that there was some level of apocalypse to it, or desperation for humanity was in it. I didn't know really anything else. I knew that it was a movie that I had heard film bros talk about, which Robert is not a film bro, by the way. He's not. He just likes some movies that film bros like. And
I'm a little film bro, but I'm not full.
You're a little film bro, small.
I haven't gone full Johnson.
Thank God. But I know I have heard. I don't think I've ever, not to generalize, but I don't think I've talked to anyone other than men who are obsessed with this movie personally.
Oh, that's.
I don't think.
I mean, that's just Christopher Nolan movies in general, I think.
Yeah, well, that's really all I knew. I knew it was a film bro movie, which I generally do not really like those. So sorry.
That's so crazy.
You can hate me if you want.
You seem like such a film bro, dog.
I am such a film bro. That was all I knew.
All right.
To be honest.
How about you give us a short little summary of the events of Interstellar?
Listen, I'm gonna try my best. Okay.
That's all anyone can do.
Okay. We open on a dust bowl. That's what you said it was?
Yeah.
The dust
basically.
bowl.
Yeah.
In 2067, with Cooper, who is played by Matthew McConaughey, and his family living on a large corn farm. And there's dust everywhere. And basically, we follow Cooper as he sneaks into NASA with his daughter, Murph. And then he's asked to go on a space mission, which he had originally been set to go on one when he was younger. But the funding fell through because of the famine. So he gets asked again to go on a space mission to try to save humanity, to try to save the Earth. Well, not really save the Earth. They're kind of we're just going to get out of here. We're just going to go somewhere else. Yeah, so he deserts his family to try and save Earth, to save humans by rocketing to outer space to find a habitable planet for humans, which they already have scientists in these planets they've researched previously that they're trying to figure out whether or not their data is fitting. Basically, chaos ensues over many, many years, and a lot of astronauts don't make it, and then they somehow figure out wormholes. That's my summary.
All right.
I really had no fucking idea what was going on this whole movie, but I tried my best.
I think it was
I tried.
I think you followed it until it got to the wormhole
stuff. Oh my God, the end, I was like...
Oh yeah, the ending.
No idea.
My first time watching it, I didn't really understand the ending. It's yeah.
No clue. Is that a shared experience? Why would you... Sorry.
I mean, that's kind of just what Christopher Nolan does. Oppenheimer's not like that, but Inception's a little funky, and then I haven't seen Tenet, but I know that that's a confusing movie.
I just don't think I don't like feeling like that. I don't like watching something and be like, what the fuck's happening? I don't like that feeling, so I don't want to watch something again to try to see if I figure it out. I'm just gonna accept that I didn't understand it and move on.
Yeah.
Personally.
I think I like feeling like there's a puzzle that I'm trying to figure out. I think you kind of saw it as an impossible puzzle, or you saw it as like not worth figuring it out.
Yeah, I think I just accepted that I was not going to understand it at all.
Yeah.
After probably about an hour, which, by the way, for anyone listening and you haven't seen this movie, it's almost 3 hours long. I have ADHD. And you're asking me to watch a 3-hour long movie. I told him that for his next movie he picks, it needs to be under 2 hours.
I'm a film bro.
I don't
The
care.
only movies I like are 3.5 hours long.
You're going to pick one that's under 2 hours. You're going to.
I am going to have the remote.
Yeah,
You don't get to pick. We'll see. Maybe
If
I'm
I fall
feeling
asleep,
nice.
it's not my fault. Okay?
It's not. You didn't fall asleep during this one, did you?
I didn't, because I had no fucking clue what was going on. I was so confused.
We did have to go to intermission and get dinner.
We did have to go to intermission, because it was 3 hours long.
Yeah, that's fair. Did you like this movie at all? What were your initial thoughts?
No, I didn't.
You really didn't?
No, I
It seemed
didn't.
like there were moments that you were enjoying it.
I
You were kind of glued
just-
to the screen at times.
Because I was trying to figure out what the fuck was happening. I had no idea what was going on. I was trying to figure out what was happening. I think once it got to the point where I was like, oh, what's going on? You lost me. I think I enjoyed the acting. I thought the acting was really good all around. I enjoyed the space cinematography. I thought it was really cool. I thought that was interesting. I thought it felt very real as someone who knows nothing about space or astronauts or anything like that. I don't really know anything. I enjoyed that. I thought the writing was okay. Some of it was like a little like ridiculous in parts, but I think when you're asking an audience for the most part that most likely has very little knowledge about space to watch something like this with all of these terms and above a basic knowledge of space understanding, and you're asking them to watch a 3-hour long movie, you're gonna lose some people. And I'm sure that they are fine with that because they have enough people that understand it to see it. I thought it was the directing was interesting. I didn't understand the beginning clips of the older people talking about the Dust Bowl. I was like, why are we doing this now?
Yeah, you really didn't like that. I didn't
It was
understand
very
why
jarring.
you didn't. I didn't know why you didn't like that.
I'm like, let me just watch the story and figure it out. I just didn't I didn't understand why that was included. It just felt funky. I don't know. It felt kind of weird. I thought it was really funny that Matthew McConaughey was casted as the lead in this. I thought he did a great job. I just would not have thought he would play this. Like, it's funny, like, hearing his accent throughout this whole movie. Like,
I can't imagine anybody else in that role.
I can't think of anyone. I just, like, there's just something, like, slightly funky about it. Like, just, like, ever so slightly. It's just interesting to me.
I think because he, like, I don't think he is slow, but I think, like, when you're watching him on screen, you think he is a little slow. And so you're, like, meant to believe that he's, like, this pilot astronaut genius guy.
His drawl, you know? Like, his drawl's just, like...
Yeah, and he has such a good old boy energy that it's, like, it is hard to picture him as an astronaut.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
But I think that's, like, kind of...
But he does it well, it's just...
Yeah, I think, like, the fact that he's not an astronaut, he's just, like, a pilot and a farmer, like, works for the character so well.
Yeah,
because...
I suppose.
Yeah, you believe that he's just like, are you fucking kidding me? I've been doing all this shit. I abandoned my family. No, I don't. Fuck all this science shit. I just want my family back and, like, stuff like that. So it's much easier to, like, believe him in this role as, like, that character. You know what I mean? I think I kind of lost the...
No, I see what you're
forest for
saying.
the trees there, but-
It would make less sense in that role to have someone that was playing the character as, like, all I care about is science, all I care about is engineering, and like, that would feel too robotic. You need someone that has, like, heart.
Yeah, I think with a less charismatic lead, this is not a good movie. I mean, like, well, you don't think it's a good movie either way, but I think it's...
No, I did not say that. I didn't think it was a good movie. I just don't think... It's for me. I just didn't like it. But yeah.
Yeah, I just think...
I also... Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I just feel like put Matt Damon in the lead role. Mm-hmm. I don't think this is the same movie.
Spoiler, he's in the movie.
I know. Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit later. I think with any other actor, Matthew McConaughey's just so, like, laid back.
I think that it made it really hard to watch, knowing that I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
I was so confused because the characters in the movie are putting the pieces together so quickly that I could not follow what was happening and what was coming next. And then it made me feel stupid, and I hate feeling stupid. Well, it makes me upset. Like, I'm not... I'm not trying to like. I think that for the most part, I'm a relatively intelligent person, so like that feeling of like I have no idea what's happening and people are using big words and I'm scared is just like overwhelming. That's how I felt.
You are a very smart person, but the moment you feel confused, you feel.
I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah, the moment you feel confused in anything we watch or if we like play a game, like the moment you feel confused, you get very like you shut down.
I will say with this movie, I did try to keep paying attention, even though I did feel that draw to want to be like, I'm gonna go do something else. I didn't do that. I watched the whole movie. Yeah. I just like from part, I don't remember at what point, I think it was like when they went to NASA. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, I don't understand.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, the issue is because this movie's so long already that you really can't make it any longer, but I feel like it could have used an extra like 30 minutes of like just a few more dialogue lines. No. Well, I mean, not for you.
Not for me.
You know, not to get ahead of ourselves, but I don't think you're ever going to watch this movie again. Yeah. It could have used, like, honestly, for me personally, could have used 30 more minutes.
You couldn't pay me to watch this movie again. And I know the film bros are going to come after me for that, but you could not pay me to watch this movie again.
I don't think they would. This movie is, I think when it first came out, it was like, people really loved it, but I think as time has gone on, I've seen so many videos like criticizing it and like calling it like spectacle over substance, which like for me is personally not like, I don't mind if a movie is just spectacle. Like I would watch this movie with just the score playing and no dialogue. Like I love looking at this movie.
Matt Damon's getting pulled through the ship and it's completely silent.
It's just playing the Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
go on.
No, I don't want to. Anyways, nobody wants to hear that.
No, I don't think so.
Sorry, I'm a little nasally. It's a little.
He's got some congestion.
It's allergy season here.
It's allergy season in Los Angeles. What did you think? Who brought the best acting to this?
I think if you had worse actors in the Matthew McConaughey and the Anne Hathaway role, this movie sucks.
Oh, I would. Yeah, you would have lost me at the very beginning.
I think they are both so good in this. Mm-hmm. And I mean, Matthew McConaughey's a little, like, he verges on overacting at times. I think his crying is a little excessive.
Crying is like,
I mean, okay. I get it, like,
yeah.
You know, I'm not a father, and I imagine if I was a father and I was in that situation, I would be, like, pretty hysterical.
Well, especially if you're, like, the primary caretaker of your kids at that point, I'm sure.
Well, and if in, like, an hour you lost 50 years of your children's lives, I'd be like, oh my God.
That's crazy.
Or I guess it was, like, like 23? I don't remember how long.
I think it was like 23 at first.
Yeah, but and you know, Anne Hathaway is just incredible.
Amazing.
And everything. So
and her little pixie cut. Maybe I want to cut my hair like that. I know.
We decided she was probably doing Les Mis at this time.
Yeah, she was. Well, I don't know if she was doing it at the time, but these movies came out in the same year, so I'm assuming
that would explain the haircut.
Around the same time.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, they're both just so good.
Yeah, they're really good.
I mean, there's not really like a horrible performance in this movie, but they like are really a leg up.
Yeah, I didn't think the younger Murph was that great. I thought she was fine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like to, unless a kid is like blatantly awful, I try and like, I don't know, I feel weird.
I understand that. I think for me, I didn't think she was bad. I just felt like there were points when I was watching her where I was like, oh, they told her to cry here. Oh, they told her to be sad. Oh, they told her to be whatever. Yeah. And, like, that's probably not actually what happened. Like, I'm sure she is a decent actress. There were just, like, some parts that felt kind of robotic to me, which I think you'll have with anyone that's under, like, 18 or something playing a kid, I guess. Freaking Timothée Chalamet. Just remembered he's in it.
Yeah. I didn't tell you that. You kind of,
You didn't tell me that. And then we popped up on the screen. I was like, oh, Timothée Chalamet.
This movie has so many, like, just random people in it.
Yeah.
And I kind of didn't want to, like, spoil any of the people that were in it. So I was, like, I tried to, like, stay mum about a lot of it.
Hush, hush.
Speaking of Timothy, I think he was pretty wooden in this movie. He's a little, I mean, he's probably, like, 15 or 16 in this, and you can tell.
Probably. I mean, I also think that's kind of his character. He's just kind of like, I'm here.
I think if I had to pick, like, a worst performance, it'd probably be Topher Grace. I don't really know why he's in this movie.
Yeah, kind of random.
He's, like, randomly in it, and then he's, like, way over the top in all of his lines.
Well, it's also, like, the part where they kiss feels like it's comedic, and it's kind of like the part where him and Murph kiss.
I love Topher Grace. Topher Grace, but
yeah.
Topher Griss.
Topher Grace.
Topher Gristle.
Yeah, I don't...
but
he was kind of random in there.
I had a hard time thinking of a worse performance, and
Yeah, there was no one that was like
he was kind of really the only one
stuck out like a sore thumb or anything.
I think there's like only one right answer for the best side character.
Oh, did you Tars?
Yeah.
I really liked the robots. Tars and Case were funny.
As we watch more sci-fi movies, you'll learn like I love a robot.
You love the robots.
I love the robots.
I really love John Lithgow, so I really liked him.
If I had to choose a human character, it would have been
as
him.
Donald.
Yeah.
And then Jessica Chastain, but I guess she's probably, would she be considered one of the main ones, I guess? You don't follow her the whole movie, but she is in it quite a bit.
Yeah, she's in the main cast, but
okay.
I mean, she's not one of the main characters. I wouldn't.
Okay.
Murph is, but I wouldn't say Jessica Chastain specifically is.
Yeah, I thought she was great.
Yeah, I mean,
same with Michael Caine.
Jessica Chastain's just. I said this while we were watching, but I was just like, her and Anne Hathaway should be in every movie.
True.
They're both so good.
God, Jessica Chastain could just like say whatever she wants, and it's like, oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah, she's in another sci-fi movie that'll make you watch at some point. Do you have any favorite moments from this movie?
The first thing I wrote was the random chaotic screaming bits.
Oh yeah, Alyssa's favorite part while we were watching is when they so they're like tracking down.
They're at NASA.
They're following the coordinates. They don't know where it's going.
Yeah,
they find out it's NASA, gate. But they get to the gate. Cooper gets tasered by the security guard, and then by Tars, and Tars is like, "Remain calm" to Murph, and she just Murph goes, fucking belts a screech.
Like she screams, but it's for like 0.5 seconds, and then
they cut it. Yeah,
and
it's a perfectly cut scream. Yeah.
What? Oh, there was like a TikTok account, or
you
like
died at that.
There was like a Twitter account, and it was like perfectly cut screams or something. That should be on there. It should be on there. That was so funny. I could just watch that in a loop.
It was really good.
There was another one that it happened. Was it towards the end? There was another one where someone was screaming and they got cut off. I mean, I also we had to rewind and rewatch the part where, what's Matt Damon's character's name? He's not listed on here.
Yeah, they tried.
Did they do that on purpose?
Yeah, they tried really hard to keep him off the billing.
That's so funny. What is the point of that?
I think it was by his
Is he
request.
that great? They just think he's that great,
Well, at the time, he was a huge star.
Okay, Man. He plays Man.
Man, yeah, I knew it was...
when he got pulled through the air pocket, or the whatever that was.
Oh, yeah.
So funny.
Yeah, you thought that was really funny, too.
I don't even know if
I think I found it funny because you found it funny, but I wasn't like...
It was so jarring.
Yeah.
And we had to go back and watch it again because I love that he's like talking and there's music playing and then it's like silence.
Yeah.
And you commented like that's how space would be. And I was like, well, sure, of course. But I thought it was funny that there was like underscore music and then it was just like nothing.
Yeah. I love when movies do that though.
I think that's funny.
Yeah.
Although there was like 1 or 2 times where they did that and it didn't make sense. Like they made the music. Oh, it was like when Cooper was watching one of the videos from his son, and then the music stopped playing, and then it switched to one from Murph, and I was like, why did they stop? But I don't know. Anyway, I thought those were funny parts.
Yeah, I think for me, I just really love the shots when Cooper is going into the black hole, like he just detached.
Yeah, when he's going into it. Yeah,
and
that was
just
pretty cool.
It's like a kaleidoscope. Yeah, I really love that moment. I mean, I just really like almost all of the like space shots whenever it's like showing their like little space station fly like in front of like Saturn or something.
Yeah, I did like the space bits.
I think
what's the word I'm thinking of? Where it's like
shots or
no, but like when it's like multiple shots of
montage.
No, I can't think of the word right now. I liked the space bits.
The space bits. We love a good shots. Space bit.
We love a good space bit.
Yeah, but I should go watch like a behind the scenes, like how they
I bet that would be cool.
Shot those, because I know Christopher Nolan's like famous for doing like practical effects. So I wonder how practical those actually were. What was your worst moment? Can you narrow it down to one?
I mean, just like the ever present feeling of confusion was irritating, but when he's in the wormhole, when Cooper's in the wormhole past the point where it looks like it's like stars shooting by him and like just junk, space junk or whatever. When it gets to the part where he finds out he's in his daughter's bedroom, I was like, what? I understand that that's within the script. Like, that's the point of this.
Yeah.
It's necessary within the movie and how they wrote it. But I was like, we're in the fifth dimension and we're breaking the time, space, gravity, whatever, continuum, etc., whatever. And we're in your daughter's bedroom.
It's because it was Matthew McConaughey's love that like created that dimension. That doesn't make any
fucking sense. If you're gonna make everything, almost everything in this movie about space and big words, and the reveal is that it was his love, like, that's, come on. I was just like, what? What? Like, I understand what they were trying to get at. They were just trying to, like, pull a thread through the movie, I guess. That just, I was like...
Yeah. I mean, it is, it's silly.
It's just strange. It just was like, this was the payoff?
Yeah. That's fair.
I think that's what I was like.
Yeah.
I did think it was cool that Jessica Chastain's character then has the recognition and understanding that her father was communicating to her through these different avenues. But when it got into, like, the gravity was broken or, like, da-da-da, I was like...
Right.
I do like when things pay off, like when you're, like the part where he, like, puts his hand through Anne Hathaway's hand, and it was previously in the movie, but it was now.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool. Like, I like things like that. But just that whole thing, I was like, this is what we worked up to?
That's fair.
And I didn't understand how that ended up allowing them to find a world that was... What was that? Where this ceiling...
That's what the fifth dimension looked like.
Can you tell I understood this movie?
He was seeing time.
No, I
as
understand
a three-dimensional escape.
But what... When he wakes up from his slumber after he basically died, and he looks outside, and there are people playing baseball, and it hits through a house ceiling that's on the ceiling. Mm-hmm. What is that? They're still on Earth?
No, they're on a spaceship flying through space.
They're on a spaceship that has...
They're trying to get to the planet that Anne Hathaway ends up on.
But how are they on a spaceship that has a house that's on the ceiling?
They solved the gravitational equation that they were trying to solve the whole time. That's what Matthew McConaughey sent her. So she was able to take humanity on these ships because of gravity. I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense to me. Sorry. I tried to...
That's all right. It doesn't make... I mean, like, I'm sure if I read an explanation, it would
I could somehow work it out, but...
Based off the contents of the movie, there are gaps in my knowledge.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's funny that, like, when he goes... So, like, the idea is that he goes in through this black hole, and the one sense that transcends time and space is love. And he ends up in his daughter's room, and I'm just wondering how little of Matthew McConaughey in this movie's brain is devoted to his son.
Oh, yeah, like, truly.
And then we were joking about this in the movie. This is my worst moment. When he gets to the space station or whatever, like, they find him drifting through space. He never mentions his son once. Nope. He fucking hated that kid.
He doesn't care.
He was like, he's a bum-ass farmer. I don't give a fuck about him.
That's what's so weird is he expressed so much love for him in the beginning of the movie, and then when he wakes up and he finds out his daughter's still alive, he's like, I don't care about my son.
Murph, yes.
He doesn't say anything about his son.
God.
He does not ask where he is. He doesn't ask if he's alive. Does he just assume he's dead? That's what it seems
he must, like. But you would think he would have like a little bit of grief for that.
He doesn't care. And his son was the one that was like sending him these videos and was taking care of the farm and having kids and all this stuff, and then Murph's just like gone. And
he shows no interest in Murph's family.
No.
Who would have been like his grandchildren, great-grandchildren.
I'm okay, I have my children. And then he's like, okay, good, bye.
He went, bet, I'm gonna go get laid by
I'm gonna
Anne
check
Hathaway.
on Dr. Brand. Yeah, that's also confusing. Are they fucking or not?
I think they definitely would have once he got to the planet, but I don't think they had before.
After she finds out the man she's been having feelings for is dead.
I think that brings us into nitpicks. The part I've always had a problem with is that, like, Cooper and Murph find NASA by, like, finding the coordinates. Mm-hmm. And then NASA's just, like, sick you're gonna pilot this spaceship.
Yeah.
And Cooper's like, oh yeah, I can do that. When it's probably been like 15 or 20
That's
years
what I
since
was
he was in the
thinking.
Air Force.
That's what I was thinking.
I don't know how long it's been, but it seems like it's been an awful long time.
So the knowledge they have of their equipment and space in general has got to have been shifted somehow.
Yeah. What they do is just give him a binder.
I got it.
Here's a binder. Just read and memorize it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, they also didn't really... Like, they interrogated him about the coordinates, and he was like... Then they just believed him? They, like, didn't believe him, and then they were like...
Oh, the
okay.
aliens told you. Okay, sick.
Okay,
sick.
sure,
yeah,
sure,
they've been
sure.
telling us stuff, too. Yeah.
Yep, cool.
Awesome. All right. And then, yeah, I mean, I also put down, like, basically everything that happens post-Black Hole. As, like, overall nitpick. Like, I still enjoy watching the movie after that point, but it is a little bit, like, if I, like, let my logical brain work a little harder, it's a little, like, because he loves his daughter, he's able to save humanity.
Yeah.
Like, it's a little cheesy.
Well, I mean, it was foreshadowed, too, by Brand.
Yeah, that's true.
What were some of your favorite lines?
I really liked when, I think it's when when Matthew McConaughey and John Lithgow are talking on the porch, and Matthew McConaughey says, we used to look up at the sky and wonder at our place in the stars. Now we just look down and worry about our place in the dirt. I was like, that's such a fucking...
Go off, King.
Yeah, go off, King. Dropping bars.
Dropping bars.
John Lithgow had no respect for that game.
He had nothing to say to that. I mean,
Yeah.
he did, but not really.
Yeah, what about you?
I mean, I loved really anything that Tars said. It was pretty funny. I like when he gets Tars back up and running, and he's like going over the settings, and then Tars keeps making jokes, and he's like, okay, turn that down a little. I also think it's funny that Tars survived.
Yeah, I think it's sort of like you have to let the dog survive till the end. Like,
Yeah.
you can't kill it off, or else people will lose interest.
That's fair. Oh, I mean, I also I was frustrated watching the movie while Bran was talking about how she wanted to go visit Edmund. Edmund?
Yeah, Edmund, I think.
She wanted to go see his planet because she loved him. I was frustrated in the moment because I was like, girl, that's not a logical decision, though, because, like, from what we know at that point in the movie, the other planet, he is signaling that he's there and he's fine, when in reality we find out that was not the case. But I like her monologue about it and like her understanding about it, and that she brings it up, because that's something that you kind of notice throughout the first part of the movie, is that it's just like to the next thing, we're saving humanity. And then she kind of like reflects on what everyone is like trying to focus on. Like, you can save humanity to save humanity, but you can also save humanity because there's like love, there's passion, there's care,
Yeah.
etc.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that was really... Oh, and I love I have a cue light I can use to show you when I'm joking, if you'd like. And then the little green light turns on. Yeah, I loved that.
That's pretty cute.
That was it, I think.
All right. Was there anything interesting you found when you were Googling?
Well, I think it's absolutely hilarious. If you look at the goofs on IMDb, there's like 300 of them, because there are all these like space people that are like, according to my... sources, this is not something that would actually happen, which I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, it's a movie. It's not going to be perfectly accurate in terms of space knowledge.
Yeah.
I saw something that Christopher Nolan wanted to shoot actual corn, so they actually planted corn.
Yeah.
And then they sold the land off at the end to like someone
back in the day.
Which I was like, that's pretty cool.
Cool.
They actually planted some and it's not just fake. Yeah, I mean, I just loved that there were so many space people that were like, this was wrong. There was something else. Well, you go ahead and I'll try to remember what the other thing was.
Yeah, I had a couple. Steven Spielberg was originally attached to this movie.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
I didn't see that one.
And Jonathan Nolan, Christopher Nolan's brother, he was the screenwriter.
I saw that. Spielberg
ended up leaving, obviously, and Jonathan Nolan went to his brother and said, you should direct this. And then another one was Tars was not computer generated for the most part.
Oh, they made him?
Yeah, it was practical effects, and then Bill Irwin, the voice actor for him, was on set.
The voice actors were great. And Tars and Case.
Yeah, Tars and Case are both great. And then, what was the other one I saw? Anne Hathaway actually got hypothermia when they were doing I think it was when they were doing the Ocean Planet scenes.
Oh, because it was so
Apparently she had a
cold?
hole in her suit or something, and they were filming in Iceland.
And the girl kept acting. And she didn't let that stop her. She's dedicated to her craft. I also found one, the character that plays, the woman who plays Old Murph, Ellen Burstyn, has the first and last lines of dialogue in the movie. So she was one of the first people that pop up as like a Dust Bowl survivor, which I did not notice, obviously, because I didn't know what she looked like.
Yeah. And then I found some other things, but I don't really want to get into them because they kind of spoil a possible like future movie we might do.
Okay.
They're just some like related actors and science stuff.
God, I really do think it's so funny that there's so many people just being like, actually,
if he went into the wormhole, time would have been infinite for him, and he never would have noticed any time difference.
Yeah, things like that. It's so funny.
If you could give this movie one Oscar, what would it be? I think I would just do best score.
That's what I was gonna say. It does have a great score.
Yeah, I told you before we watched this that I just love the score. I used to listen to it all the time.
Yeah, I would say maybe best actor for Anne Hathaway, or would she be considered best supporting?
I think she would technically. I think if they wanted her to win, they would probably put her in supporting.
Best supporting.
Yeah.
That's so silly. Yeah, but I think she did really wonderful. And Jessica Chastain, honestly, I could see either of them being nominated.
Both really good. Did you watch this with your parents?
No.
I'd be willing to watch it with mine. I would not watch it with yours.
They would. Oh my God! If I watched this movie with my parents have a tendency to interrupt the movie at any moment if they do not understand what's happening, which I do as well. But I just like
everybody would be confused.
I just speak. I don't like. I'm not like trying to actively get the answers. I'm just like I don't know what's happening. But my parents would be like, "Wait, did he just do that? And now this is happening?" And like it would be like continuous questions the whole time, and I don't think I could handle it.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have the answers either, so...
Well, especially every time we watch anything with your parents, we have the dogs fighting in the room.
Yeah, it's like, a little too chaotic.
Play fighting, but like...
Yeah.
Like
too much
growling
going
at
on.
each other and stuff, yeah.
I also just don't want to watch this movie again. So.
Fair enough. I don't even know if we need to do the horniness meter. It's
0 out of 10.
Yeah, it's a 0 out of 10. There's nothing.
I mean, maybe there's like a 0.25 in there for Jessica Chastain being in the movie, and Anne Hathaway is just gorgeous as well. But... Yeah. That's it.
You don't even see Matthew McConaughey with his shirt off or anything.
I don't need to. That's okay. He looks scary.
Huh? Yeah. I mean, I guess he looks pretty worn down. Well, it's also funny because
he has... I know that it's like supposed to be like he's covered in dust, but he like looks so orange.
Yeah.
That it's like obvious that they like made him get a spray tan or something. Yeah. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he's just naturally tan, but...
Did you get any life lessons?
Lean into love.
I said, don't trust old British men or Matt Damon.
I said, don't trust professors.
Oh, fair enough. All right. The other one I said was, don't go near black holes.
Yeah, that's...
I don't know if that needs to be said. People should just know that.
You might end up in a random little girl's bedroom if you go in a wormhole.
Not again.
Oh, you said black hole. See, I also get those confused as well. Wormholes.
Well, he did that going through the black hole. The wormhole took them from Saturn to the black hole, and then the black hole is where all the planets were.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think my hot take is just me not liking the movie.
Well, I think that's funny because my hot take is that I think people are way too harsh about this movie. I think it's like it's okay that it doesn't make sense. I don't know why.
No, like, I need things. No.
Just watch it for the spectacle.
I need things to make sense. No.
It's okay.
I need things to make sense.
Well, tough titties. Would this movie be better as the opposite genre?
Absolutely not. No.
I think it could have been a little bit better if there was like a little bit of romance between Cooper and Brand. I don't think I needed her to be in love with that one guy.
No.
I get that they needed conflict on why to go to Matt Damon's planet, but
it would have benefited.
Surely they could have found somebody
from some romance.
Yeah.
I think just to break up the space madness.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's true. So, is this a 1 for you?
I don't...
2?
So for our ratings, 1 is that if I said I would give it a 1, it would be that I hated it and I wouldn't watch it again. Which, I didn't hate it. I think I would say it was a 1.5. It was fine, but I do not want to watch it again. It was just way too long, and I just didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
I wanted to understand what was going on, and I did enjoy the acting, and I enjoyed the score, and I enjoyed a lot of the space parts, and I enjoyed some of the writing. But yeah, I don't want to watch it again. It's just too long for me.
It's fair. I think it's about 4 for me. It's not my favorite movie ever, but and I wouldn't want to watch it anytime.
You love it.
I do love it. Yeah. I don't know if I still have the IMAX posters somewhere in the closet or something. I used to have.
Oh, yeah, you had it up somewhere.
Well, I used to have 3.
Oh.
Because it was 3. It
Do you
was
still
like
have
it was
all
like
3?
a little planet. It was like one of the.
Oh.
It was like the ocean,
Oh,
and then
yeah,
the farm,
yeah.
and then.
I remember them now.
One of the other.
You used to have
planets.
them up in your apartment.
Yeah, and now I don't have them. I think they all kind of got ruined or like taken down or whatever.
Oh, I'll have to get you a memento.
And then I also have one of the IMAX stills.
Oh, that's right. From him crying.
Yeah, it's from that scene.
Just blow that up and put that on the wall where he's like,
Would you recommend this to viewers like you?
no.
Yeah.
Sorry, no.
I think I knew you weren't gonna like this.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't the exercise in this podcast is not necessarily
to always pick movies that the other person's gonna love.
Yeah.
I just think for people who have similar tastes like me, I think it would just be a little too much.
Yeah. You still respect my taste?
Yes, I still respect your taste. But it is like, it feels like a film bro movie. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I mean,
I understand why you like it. It's just not for me.
I hate to say it, but we're probably gonna watch some film bro movies.
I know. I know.
They're film bro movies for a reason.
Goodfellas was one, so.
Yeah, you really liked
But
Goodfellas.
I liked Goodfellas.
Yeah.
This one, not so much.
Yeah, but yeah, if y'all enjoyed this podcast, please be sure to leave a review and a rating wherever you get your podcasts.
Follow us on our socials.
Follow us on our socials. They're gonna be down in the description.
And then also feel free to send us an email. We'd love to get some movie suggestions. If you have any other suggestions for the pod, some feedback. Our email is findingovertheremote@gmail.com.
The name of this podcast at gmail.com. Super easy to remember. There's no excuse. Send us an email. We release a podcast every Wednesday, so please join us next week. Next week as we discuss
The Heat with Melissa McCarthy and Sandra Bullock.
Gotcha. Okay. Alyssa's a big Melissa McCarthy stan.
I love her. I love Melissa McCarthy so much. Melissa, if you're listening to this, I love you.
We'd love to have you on, Melissa.
Please. We'd love to watch one of your favorite movies.
We've sent you so many letters and you never respond.
But yeah, please listen in next week as we watch The Heat. Thanks for listening.
Thank you so much for listening.
Bye.
Bye-bye.